Cap Auto Tsubasa. Recently, we saw a little comic, chat. Let me put it this way. You guys know how Marianne works, right? And Tsubasa is a flying lancer. So, when Marianne is near a flying hero or a cav hero, right? The idea is because she's near an animal, she gets to use her tome to its full ability and double, right? Tsubasa rides like a friggin' rocket, a rocket motorcycle thing. And she's supposed to enable Marianne to double. That doesn't make any sense. This is the weirdest one you can... That's the weirdest combination you can make, honestly. Yeah. Well, fairies and lagoos, I can kind of understand, right? But a friggin' robotic motorcycle that's flying? No. That's a bit too much for me. They should have just said excluding Tsubasa. But that would have been weird. That would have been a weird thing to put in. But yeah, that is actually a weird thing. Alright, 40 plus 4, plus 10 to 43 HP, 51 attack, 47 speed, 29 defense, and 37 res. Plus res? Ooh, it's a Pegasus flight, Tsubasa. Now, I don't think that's so bad, because if you guys remember how Mirage Feather works, effective against armor and cav foes, just like Base Sheeta. Speed plus 3, if unit initiates combat after an ally has already acted, grants attack speed plus 6 during combat, and unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. Now, it's not like the new Bunny Severa. She doesn't become a brave hero. She just gets like desperation instead. Reverse desperation. So attack and attack. Which is really nice because you no longer need desperation. Her defense isn't great, but you no longer need desperation. So therefore, Pegasus Flight becomes about dropping your opponent's attack and defense. The attack part doesn't matter, but the defense part does. So Blade Session adds to your damage output. Pegasus Flight adds to your damage output. Speed Defense Rain adds to your damage output. So it's just a lot of extra damage for Tsubasa, in other words. That's actually really smart, because the Phantom Res here is actually getting well used. Makes it 47 res essentially, and you can get up to 7 more attack by dropping the defense by 7. So in totality, that is looking like 6 plus 4, 10 at minimum, 10 extra attack, up to 7 and another 9. So it's between 10 extra attack to 26 extra attack and a ton of speed. That is a pretty scary Tsubasa. I like that combination. That is very imaginative. I never even thought about that. Also, you said I love Lin. Did I have the wrong here? Okay, whatever. But this is a really good Tsubasa, so good job. Distant guard, guard bearing, attack speed ring. God damn, this is overkill. Golden Naginita for those who forgot. At start combat, foes HP is over. If units attack plus 3, yeah, always go plus speed, in other words. Plus 3 to all stats. So 47, 51 speed is respectable. With one more merge, it'd help. Oh, you're waiting for Resplendent. 0 shadows right here. Are you waiting for Resplendent? If you had Resplendent, I think Resplendent is what completes the Subaki. Because that 2 more speed helps a lot. He's so close to having just enough speed to not really worry about doubling back. Sorry, to guarantee doubles. Additionally, 7 true damage each hit is very, very nice. Defensively, he's really solid, right? Plus 3, 44, 49. Guard bearing halves the damage. Wait, it's 53. Guard bearing halves the damage. And yeah, his res isn't bad because it's fit 30, 33, and of course, guard bearing has the damage. Yeah. Very solid Subaki. Best one I've seen. Out Shield is really, really nice to have to really help you against the archers. It's a huge commitment to go Out Shield and Distant Fold to go against archers, but I get it. Distant Fold works up any 10. Courtly Candle, reposition Ignis, Fortress Defense, Res 3, QR 3, Attack Defense Oath, and Initiate CO Attack 3. You're trying to do a bit too much, I would say. Make sure she has enough speed, or prime for speed. Run Attack Speed Solo. I guess you're trying to be slow. The thing is, Robin's one of those heroes that is just mediocre at everything. Courtly Candle helps a lot. But you gotta make sure they can double you. But at 37 speed, it's not necessarily gonna happen. I don't know what to suggest here. I would say if you're really dead set on this, run Attack Smoke or something. No, that's to help survive as much as possible. I don't know, man. I would never do a defensive. I have like a +4 Summer Robin myself, and I don't really do much with her. I do Fury Renewal or something like that. Interesting choice. I'm sorry, dude. I can't really suggest anything here. There's nothing definite because she's just mediocre. Dex Swabber is always good. Low attack defense on a flyer is always nice to have. City Impact is good. More speed, more defense, which she needs both of. But if you're going to run Steady Impact, you don't really need Desperation because plus 10 defense, plus 5 defense, 15, 49. 49 is solid enough. You don't really need Desperation. I would run plus speed, by the way. only 1 extra attack isn't really worth it. 2 more points of speed makes a lot more of a difference. I get it's for Heavy Blade, but Heavy Blade doesn't work well on her at all. Even if you're lucky enough to somehow make this work, it's only 57 attack, essentially. It is a very difficult Heavy Blade to trigger. You'll have to have her buffed too. This can fall apart very easily, I would say. I don't think she's ideal for Heavy Blade. I would run her more standard-like, but yeah, you can try this. But yeah, every point attack matters, and this is not an ideal hero. Even if you get everything in your favor, +4, +5, 9, 61 attack, essentially attacking with 61 attack, you might not even kill your opponents with that little damage output. I respect it, but when she becomes a Resplendent hero, maybe consider this then.
Hi! Are you all just here to hurt me today? Hi, chat. We just went from one slow hero that should never be plus speed to another slow hero that should never be plus speed. The sad part of this is this kind of works, but you should never do this, chat. Never do this. 40 plus 10 plus 10, 46 HP, 49 attack, 29 speed, 35 defense, 33 res, Dire Thunder, Reposition Luna, attack speed push 4, lull speed res 3, route speed defense 3, and attack speed soul 3. Alright, attack speed push 4 adds 7 speed. You kill Lysithea for this. You are a terrible person. Plus 7 speed. Lull speed res adds another 3 speed by dropping your opponent's speed. Route speed defense adds another 6 speed. And attack speed soul adds another 6 speed. In total, that gets you 22 speed. In total, that gets you to 51 speed. 51 speed. You now have a chance of quadding. Just a little chance.
Gotta make use of that 2 SPD somehow.
Yeah, that extra 2 speed somehow convinced so many people to try it for plus speed Reinhardt. So, is there a chance to quad? Yes, 51 speed on Reinhardt, there's a chance to quad. Is it gonna actually happen? No, because your opponent should be running like buffs and stuff like that, so they shouldn't actually get outspent by Reinhardt. Or they take the first two shots and just one-shot him, and so it doesn't even matter. But yes, you can now make quad heart. It is now realistic. However, he needs buffs, and if they take away his buffs, it doesn't work. And if he doesn't kill him the first 2 shots and then counterattack and he dies, it's still bad. Anyways, the entire point is Reinhardt. This is weird. It kind of works. I would never suggest this though. You also end up killing really good units. Attack speed push 4. It's just low attack res and low speed res. Yeah, it's just Lysithea dying. But yeah, it feels bad. Of course, if the AI doesn't use this correctly and he's next to somebody, it just completely falls apart, right? Double push. Sorry, push with solo. If your HP is too low, push doesn't work, but that's unlikely. If you're next to somebody, solo doesn't work. If they're debuffing you or panicking you, rouse speed defense doesn't work. What I'm saying is, if anything here fails you, he's not quadding. So, unless it's a super slow hero, but yeah. Awkward, but it kind of works. Kind of. The good news is, of course, this still adds a lot of attack. So 6 attack, 7, 3, 16 attack. Takes you to 65 per shot. 65 times 4 with Guarantee Luna would be a lot of damage and pretty good, but yeah.
Oh, this hurts to look at.
This is...
It actually...
Right, I'm gonna go to bed.
You know,
Okay, good night.
good night. Good to know you've been turned off by this.
Okay, it was so bad it put Matt Crash to sleep, chat. I think that's a first. We'd never gotten something that bad before.
I mean, I'll actually be honest. This doesn't even look bad, even though I know it's Leo and whatnot.
I mean, Leo always looks bad, but yeah, okay, sure, go ahead.
Well, I mean, 37 base defense on a Cavalier to start, 44 push, 50 solo, if Pledging Torch is active, 55, potentially 62 effectively with smoke.
Yeah, but you do know the problem, right?
Hmm?
He's like not getting a kill. He needs threat and attack res to trigger to even have a chance of getting a kill.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't have QR hurts. I realize the lull, but I mean, let's see.
I'd rather take QR over lull, by the way, because you're supposed to be taking so little damage, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I guess you could also argue then from the perspective of getting that opponent's attack down as much as possible so you don't take damage. So you can just keep going into multiple combats.
Well, the thing I have in this game, chat, is your unit has to be able to eliminate the enemy heroes. Leaving enemy heroes on the field will cause you to lose. Because on your turn, you now have to attack them, which burns a turn of your character. And on their turn, if they have Wings of Mercy, you might have just lost over that. So, from my perspective, always eliminate them. And if your hero can't do that, I wouldn't go for a build like that. That's what I would say.
I mean, I will say, even if you do switch to QR, this can still eliminate pretty handily. So that's what now? 55 up Pledgian, 62 up push, 68 if the foe is hit for like chill res, just for example. Probably threatened, but chill.
Yeah.
That'd be 75 attack.
Yeah. That's looking
It
like
can work.
it's looking like it can work, but you need a lot of things to line up still. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because they have
Mostly the penalty.
the penalty has to line up, and I think they still have to be blue, where you have a reasonable chance.
Yeah, for one shot. QR, you'd probably be able to deal with most units
Yep.
that aren't named Claude.
Yep. So I would just personally do QR. Other than that, it's not bad. Which, by the way, does he come with QR?
Yes, actually.
Yeah. So what are you
And
doing?
you didn't learn it.
What are you doing?
Cheeky.
All right, chat. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good Leo. Plegian Torch, attack defense push 4, attack defense solo 3. The defense stacking is immaculate. It's just without QR, he's not threatening. Yep.
His res isn't even that bad. Assuming you keep lull here, that's 39 res.
I'm surprised he's
Not
not
bad.
doing plus res here instead, because their defense is so high and above that you don't really need it.
I guess it depends on what kind of units he's countering at that point. Like
Okay.
Chrom, for example, is straight doomed against this Leo.
Yeah.
Even if you have neutralizing his own penalties.
True. True. So I can see him
Um,
as a specialist for certain things, chat.
Yeah. If you ever get attack res solo seal, that might then mixed bulk may be more ideal.
Right.
Or at least
Or-
plus attack to make that kill.
Or just
Mhm.
make this plus res. It's for res.
Yeah.
Bouncing now.
Plus res or plus attack, honestly, would be my personal choice.
Okay.
Though plus def has its own advantages.
I need to
The
ask
fact that
them.
this is only plus 6 is also interesting.
Right.
Hmm?
I need to ask an important question now to you, chat. Would you eat a tomato sandwich? Which, by the way, looks like a tomato burger. That thing is huge. Wait, Reshi, is this really necessary, Reshi? It makes Jokers, by the way, as somebody who uses a solo skill, who
Oh.
uses solo skill on Xane, I can tell you, I quickly gave up on it, and I used speed res solo. I was just like, well, I can't put core near enough to make this work very well, so I gave up, and I went back.
I mean, yeah. I don't even use Xane, I'll be honest. But...
You
I
have
keep
Xane, right?
using- I do.
What happened? I
took a
thought you
long
were
time.
excited about him.
I was. I use him in Arena Assault. I have
And-
better Aether Raids carries.
Oh, I still use him in Ether Raids once in a while because I gave him the vault, but yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I have Hector.
Okay.
There's not much Xane can do over Hector.
Okay, well, you're a bad person. Anyways, also
Yes.
Disrupt, Panic Smoke, and Mirror Stance. If you're gonna run one solo, might as well run two. So I'm not sure. I guess you're gonna wait for attack res solo, but that's an inevitability. Once it's there, you'll just use that. But I would
probably just stick to attack def solo though.
yeah, I just use attack def solo or attack speed solo actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would do.
Double out on the solos. I would say. I don't know why I gave him 2 dragon flowers, but
Yeah, that
I-
second flower does nothing.
yeah.
Maybe you fat
Until we
fingered
get
Maybe he fat fingered it.
maybe.
Hey Genesis. Yep.
Yeah. Hey there. Yeah. Until we get to plus 10 dragon flowers, that's pointless. But I don't use Xane enough to know how bad solos are on him, but it works. It works out decently, I think.
I use Xane a lot because people like Vic told me I would stop using him after a week, and I want to stick it to Vic, so I've been using.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I fell into that category for the most part, but still a very fun unit to use. I will never argue that.
Yeah, he's
Um,
interesting, definitely.
Yeah, but definitely some problems. That said, I think this still works. Nulsi in particular is fantastic because
Yep.
there's so many Dazzle healers.
But that's the issue. Null C, the Dazzle healers. If it's a Cavline team, you're completely screwed because you can't deploy correctly with the solo skill. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you can... Yeah.
that's the reason why I stopped using solos, because I realized a lot of situations where I need him to perform correctly, I just have no room to perform. So
Yeah, the more I think, stances are just generally better. Like, Bracing 3 even. I know that Bracing 3 is on Milla, but wouldn't it just be better most of the time? Especially considering the initiation bulk is largely unnecessary.
So yeah, it's up
Yeah.
to you, but personally, I would make a change there. Of course, his base A slot is actually not bad. If all you're looking for is attack and res, and you're sticking by
Yeah.
near allies. Who's your partner, by the way? Because for me, it's Corrin, and Corrin is waiting for his he's waiting for his
Resplendent.
Resplendent, and he'll be perfectly. he'll be perfect at that point. But even without it, he's been performing adequately well.
I'll be honest. Still haven't invested in Corn. I haven't.
Okay, that's it.
I know. I make some weird decisions, but it's gonna be a while before I do.
All right,
That said, I feel like it's his best partner for Xane.
it is.
It's run Corn easily.
All right.
I will say one thing though.
Okay.
If you're not gonna run close counter, one thing you could try doing is a near save. If you feel like your Zane's gonna super tank, have a near save nearby him so that he can't get hit in melee range, but he's also getting the ridiculous stats of that near save unit.
Okay, that's actually the smartest thing I've ever heard. Yes, do that instead. That would be immaculate. For me, I run close counter, and I expect Xane to be the main carry. But if you have a save hero next to him, yeah, he would take their defensive stats and still, and instead you can focus him on range battles instead. Remember,
Yep.
if it's anything that's like up close, your save skill takes it. But if it's anything from afar, save skill does nothing, and therefore Xane fights instead. So it's actually works out really well. I think a lot of people lose their minds thinking they need 2 save heroes. The reality is you only need 1. Just have the other hero focus on everything else. Thanks. What are you trying? My man says, just your average Lukas build. How is this average? What is your idea of average? 40 plus 10 plus 15. What a guy. 57 HP, 56 attack, 35 speed, 45 defense, and 24 res. Chat. Don't let your memes be dreams. That's definitely not how it goes. But that is exactly what this is. Spring Lance. It's perfect for this. Attack speed plus 5 to unit and neutralize units penalties to attack speed during combat. The thing is, I never liked builds like Speed Lukas because if you take away their buffs, it just doesn't work. It's barely workable at that point. So it's if your opponent's plus 10 and you're going up against like if they just have any kind of buffs, you're screwed, right? You can't make the repel work if you don't outspeed them by a lot. But now they get to keep your stats with Spring Lance. It works. It adds attack and speed. Attack speed still adds attack and speed. Repel uses that speed for damage reduction, and also because his defense is so high, it's mostly for the res, which is why you ran speed res so. Oh my god. Okay, let's do a calc. 5 speed, 7, 12, 18, 24. 24 takes it to 59. 59 speed. And it's not like your well, you can buff, so it's even higher, but we don't really know how much it is. But plus 5, 12, 18, 18 extra attack. 18 that's pretty nutty. 18 extra attack takes you to what, 74? That is just immaculate. And of course your defense is no slouch at 45. Your res is now 30, and you get to use that beautiful repel damage reduction up to 40%. I like it. It actually works. It shouldn't work, but it works. This is such a goofball of a build. Wow. Springy Lance does make some like impossible things happen. I like it. It's cool. Alright, but yeah, congratulations. You're not the first Speed Lukas I've seen, but this is the first Speed Lukas that I've genuinely, like, didn't have an issue with. All the other ones, I liked to a certain degree, but they had some issues. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Rip her us. Oh my goodness. You want to know, chat, the hero that I keep forgetting is in the game? It's Clive. And the reason is easy, because as much as I want to forget about heroes like Gwendolyn, a lot of people have Gwendolyn. As much as I want to forget heroes like that bug-eyed girl, right? I can't. Like, or Sully, I can't, because they're so ugly that they stand out. But Clive, he actually has okay art, and in terms of stats, he's incredibly mediocre. So he stands out. Sorry, he's not like so abnormally bad that he's so average. He's so average that, okay, he doesn't stand out because he's incredibly bad and everything, but he's so average that you forget he's in the game. But yeah, Clive, nice to see you plus 10 him. 40 plus 10 plus 10, I respect that. 54 HP, 58 attack, 31 speed, 38 defense, 25 res. The thing is, Berkut's so much better nowadays because of the refined differences. Lordly Lance, you gotta give him a support partner for just plus 3 to all stats, which is just silly because that's not enough. Effective against armor is helpful too. I don't think this is a serious Annabelle hero because that'd be hard to run. This is a 4 sturdy stance with Lordly Lance, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Yeah, you have a fair amount of defense, over 50. And then QR attack smoke is just simple enough. It's nothing crazy, but it's just a simple build on Clive, and it works really well on him. He'll even fight against archers, which isn't bad at all. But yeah, this is unfortunately one of the most forgettable heroes in the game. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So chat, this makes me sad. Zephiel's actually really cool. All right. Wait, doesn't X-Hax have a refine? I don't remember what it does anymore because nobody uses this guy. But this is old school, chat. Why is it old school? Barrier, well, it's the same idea. Yeah, it has distant defense, right? Distant defense with distant counter, vengeful fighter, panic play with distant defense is usually the play. I'm surprised you went back to barrier blade, which is res plus 7, but against helps against I don't know how you guys are getting through the mute. Thank you so much. But yeah. The res plus 7. But yeah, it's old school. We haven't seen this in a long time. But this was one of the heroes that you go back long enough, we thought distant defense in the weapon was broken. We really did think that once upon a time. So this guy was actually kind of scary with the vengeful fighter. He was also one of the first heroes to be really min-maxed. Look at speed. Plus 10 flowers at 22 speed. Min-maxed. Incredibly min-maxed. His HP was monstrous. His attack was okay. His defense and res... defense was really good, but his res was eh. But yeah, at plus 10, it's really good. Barrier Blade, it means 41. Distant defense means counterattack at distance. Distant defense would add another 7/7 if it's at range. And of course, they attack -1, you attack -2, they attack -1, you attack -2. Hold ether for the next battle. It's a pretty good Zephiel. It's old school. I'm just surprised you didn't learn his base weapon and it's refine. But I guess this allows you to fight dragons a bit better, so yeah, it's fair enough. But I would say I would still go back to his base weapon because you get a bit more damage output, and of course, your res goes higher against the range battles, which I would have preferred. Actually, it's the same thing. Actually, no, this gives you more res. Your defense goes, okay. That's why you didn't do it. Usually when you can take the perf, I would take the perf. But yeah, it's distant defense. It's been so long since I've seen Zephiel, so I'm just glad I get to see him again. Also, your donation says Estes best. No, it's the wrong one. Where's the save skill? I don't know.